So what we want to do is want to make sure our users are protected and they can earn extra income and they can earn more through Satoshi app in a very safe way. So in the future, they can receive airdrops, earn more income. They can also, they can do, we'll have an in-app wallet, and then they can seamlessly use this wallet just like their Web2 applications, but it's also non-custodial at the same time. They can use this wallet to buy and sell, trade, whatever. And then we will also offer them the chance of staking. They don't have to understand all these very complicated DeFi protocols. They just need to know, how much you are stake and how much annual return you can get.
Blockmates Orange is sponsored by Core Network, the ultimate Bitcoin-powered EVM-compatible blockchain. Learn more about Core at blockmates.com.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Blockmates Orange, where we talk about Bitcoin DeFi and Bitcoin related products and protocols. Today we have Cassie from Satoshi App, and what they do is that they work with protocols and they bring about the possibility, the prospect of airdrops. And it's not as simple as it sounds, and we'll obviously get into why and what. Cassie, welcome. It's great to have you.
Hi, Jedi.
How's it going? How are you doing?
Good. Everything good. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Really appreciate you taking the time and joining us. It was a bit of a challenge getting the time zones right, but we finally got it right, and it's great to have you. Let's kick it off. Just in terms of, firstly, your journey into crypto. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, obviously at Satoshi App, and how did your journey start with crypto?
Sure. I don't have a finance background. I studied law in my university in the UK, but I have always been involved in the finance sector ever since I started the legal jobs. And I was a big fan of Bitcoin. I have always been a big fan of Bitcoin. And in 2022, I've met the core funding teams, and I had the chance to really start a project and to scale Bitcoin, which sounds very exciting to me. So I started my crypto journey in 2021, and ever since I have been a member of Core blockchain. And then last year I started Satoshi App as well.
Okay, so are you one of the founders at Satoshi App?
I am actually not the founder of Satoshi App. It was owned previously by another person, but I took it over and I run Satoshi App right now.
Okay, so awesome. And obviously, I mean, this pod is sponsored by Core, and we started looking at protocols that provide and are adding value to obviously the core ecosystem and the community. And I mean, you guys were obviously like very much top of the list. There's a lot of really positive things that were spoken about. It's kind of like this whole idea around airdrops is, well, we get a whole lot of people that farm airdrops, and you guys go about it in a very different way. And obviously we'll get into that with our discussion this morning. But I wanted to just kind of like, obviously from you, what is the purpose of kind of like the mission around Satoshi App?
Right. So if you look at the market right now, you still find it's very difficult for users to find airdrop information. It's kind of everywhere. The users, they have to find it either on Twitter, and the information is widespread out by all kinds of influencers and all the projects. It's not very easy. There's no like a single point of information that really tells user which airdrop project is very good, is worth spending time. And so at the very beginning, Satoshi App wants to provide this value to the users that we are expertise and professionals in this field, and we know which projects is going to create real value in the future, and we only want to handpick those projects and deliver those projects to the users to make sure those projects that we listed on Satoshi App to do airdrop will have value in the future, and the users will earn from those projects. So they don't have to go to Twitter or other information website, which can be quite scammy. They don't have to go through that. They just need to trust Satoshi App and just mine on Satoshi App, and they will for sure earn through those airdrops. So that's the initial value we wanted to provide to users, and we have had quite a small success so far because we are trusted by many users. We already have 16 million registered users, which is quite a large number in the crypto field. And also we have around 1.5 million to 2 million daily active users, which is also a very large number in the crypto field. So I think we are doing pretty good so far. But we don't just stop there. The Satoshi App's real mission is to have a mass adoption to the Web3 world. So basically, my understanding is Bitcoin has built a foundation that a cryptocurrency not issued by the government can have value and can potentially have quite large values. And since Bitcoin, I believe, ETH and Solana and Core, all the other projects that issue their own tokens will try to gain this consensus from people all over the world that this token is worth some value. So what we really want to do is those cryptocurrency is going to create the next wave of wealth to everybody around the world. And we want to give that to a bigger population around this world. But right now, it is very, very difficult. Think about like people from less developed countries, and even our parents, right? They know nothing about crypto. There are many people in this world that knows nothing about crypto, but they know that crypto can make money. And there are so many projects out there, and so many people out there, try to farm other people to make their own money. So it's a very profitable and wealth generating field, but also can be very scammy in the same place. So what we want to do is we want to make sure our users are protected and they can earn extra income, and they can earn more through Satoshi App in a very safe way. So in the future, they not only they can receive airdrops and earn more income. They can also they can do we'll have an in-app wallet, and then they can seamlessly use this wallet just like their Web2 applications, but it's also non-custodial at the same time. They can use this wallet to buy and sell, trade, whatever. And then we will also offer them the chance of staking. They don't have to understand all this very complicated DeFi protocols. They just need to know, how much you are staked and how much annual return you can get, and that's all. And that's Satoshi App. We will make sure the DeFi protocols we choose is going to be very sustainable. So yeah, that's Satoshi App's mission. Oh, sorry, one other thing I forgot to mention. I mentioned it's going to be a mass adoption to Web3, but right now, it's still very difficult for the users, for the very ordinary users don't have much crypto experience. They often use centralized exchanges, but everybody knows centralized exchanges have risks. They have very good user experience, but still your asset is under custodian of other people. So what we want to do is we offer centralized user experience, but everything is decentralized.
So how does that, that really got my attention. You talk about centralized user experience that is decentralized? Because obviously, kind of like self-custody and wallets is a big thing around mass adoption, but now you almost going back to a central idea. Just explain that to us and how that works from obviously Satoshi's perspective.
Yeah, so everybody has seen like the big exchanges like Binance, OKX, these interfaces. I'm sure everybody has seen that, and maybe a certain percentage people have seen the decentralized exchange interfaces, which looks a lot more complicated to them. We will not show those interfaces to any of our users if they think it's too complicated. We would just assign you with an AI agent, and you just talk to the AI agent about everything, and you can ask AI agent about everything as well, and the agent will give you advice on how to trade and give you advice on what's hot today, what's trending today, and you can ask the agent to execute the deals for you. So you don't have to do centralized exchange interface or the decentralized exchange interface. But still, we would offer for those like more advanced users, we would still offer the website interface, but the interface is going to be very user friendly.
I think we're deviating a little bit here, but I'm obviously very interested in, the idea around self-custody and obviously wallet. And, we've spoken a lot about, in the context of blockmates and the importance of, onboarding and DeFi and all of those elements. It's like one of the biggest kind of like challenges at the moment is this whole idea around, self-custody, but then more importantly, the user experience and how users, like interact. Because I personally believe that if someone's going to interact with any crypto project, you probably have less than a minute to convince them in that experience. And if you don't get it right, people aren't going to come back that easily. And obviously with something like Satoshi App, there's kind of like the prospect of an airdrop and essentially this whole idea of free money in inverted commas. But then you guys almost have maybe 5 minutes to convince somebody. It's not just a minute that everybody else has because there's the prospect of making money. Is it a case of developing a product within Satoshi App that allows for the seamless onboarding, whether it's with AI agents, whether you don't have to write down a key, but they still have the self-custody through the app, whether it's device specific or email specific? Is that what you guys are focused on at the moment, or is that something that you plan on focusing on?
You mean the wallet development?
Yes, absolutely.
It is one of the important features that we are developing already.
Okay. So, and what does the prospect of that look like? Is it just about airdrops, or are you guys looking at entering into the market from a trading perspective as well, working with partners like Binance, OKX, and even decentralized entities?
So the function of this wallet is just to help to boost the user experience within Satoshi App. Basically, the users, when they receive airdrops, right now we don't have an in-app wallet. So the users, they need to submit their wallet address manually. And then we will distribute those airdrop tokens. It's not very convenient for the users. The user experience isn't so perfect right now. So I want to improve this. And then every time when you register as a Satoshi App user, you will automatically have a generated wallet address, which is self-custodial. And then in the future, you will receive those airdrop tokens in that wallet already. You don't have to submit wallet address to us anymore. You just, you'll see the numbers increasing in your wallet address in the app. And also you can choose to trade inside the app as well. You don't need to go to other applications to do it. Today, you receive an airdrop token, you want to cash it out, you can do it inside the app already. You don't need to go to the other exchanges. And also you can ask your agent to do it, AI agent. That the AI agent will execute it for you. So it's primarily for maximize the user experience inside the application.
So just in terms of the products that you guys, And I apologize if I'm asking you to repeat, but I really want to get like a good picture around what it is that Satoshi App is able to do right now. So just give us a list of kind of like the functional value adds that you guys have as a first part of the question. And then the second part of the question is like, what is the future look like for Satoshi App around the products that you guys are planning on launching?
So right now, the only function of Satoshi App is to do the airdrops and receive airdrops. That is the only function right now. Yeah. And all the trading functions and wallet and AI agent is in a roadmap. It's going to happen in the next half a year.
Okay, so did you guys do a raise initially, or did you do a second raise? Just tell us about your roadmap and kind of like your investors and that journey that you've been on.
So we don't have any investors. We are self-funded, and we are well self-funded. We actually don't need any other need other external fund, and we are going to issue Satoshi App token as well, which is going to be not a VC token, no investors involved.
Awesome. That's amazing to hear. I think, yeah, I'm very much, and I've spoken about this many times, so I apologize to the listeners who are hearing this again, but it's like, I believe that any app protocol business needs to find a product market fit, and from that point onwards, they need to decide whether they launch a token and obviously provide value. And that value needs to be, obviously like meaningful, as opposed to just the sake of launching a token. And it seems like you guys have gone about it in the correct way. So well done for that, because normally it's the other way around. People launch a token and then they think they'll find a product market fit. And it's never, well, not never, but it's seldom the case. You got to go and get your hands dirty and, figure out what people want and get it right and turn the right screws and tweak it. And I think that's really important. But just coming back to obviously this Bitcoin DeFi journey that you guys seem to be on at the moment. Obviously there's a love for Bitcoin. You've been working with Core, and I know that one of the projects that you guys worked with was Glyph. Love what Glyph have been doing. I interviewed them about 6 months ago. They're super cool. I was just wondering, in terms of the prospects for protocols that you guys are working with at the moment or looking to work with, do you have some alpha in terms of who's on the horizon for airdrops that you can maybe share with us and give a little bit of alpha?
Yes, it's very important for Satoshi App to find good projects. And if we don't find good project, if we don't find alpha projects, then we're going to lose our users. They will not trust us anymore. So lots of pressure on that. And we have a deep belief in Bitcoin, and also in the Bitcoin ecosystem and in Bitcoin finance, which is BTC5 right now. So we would have our full hand support on BTC5 project. We have airdropped Colon, which is going to be listed very, very soon, happening in 2 weeks. And Glyph exchange as well. The listing is going to happen later this year or early next year. And we are doing a whitelisting phase for another BTC5 project, which I think is a very alpha project. It is called Pale Network. It is going through a whitelist phase in Satoshi App right now. So Pale Network does BTC rate staking. So the reason why I'm very bullish on that is because BTC5 is happening very fast right now. We have many BTC staking protocols, and whenever you stake BTC right now, you are going to receive another token, which we call a BTC RST, which basically represents the staked share of your Bitcoin. When you stake the Bitcoin, it's not liquid anymore, right? But they're going to issue a BTC LST to you, and then you can be more liquid on the market again. So that's what most of the BTC staking protocols do right now, and there are a few BTC staking protocols that are doing very well on the market. So I think more and more BTC holders are going to definitely going to want to earn more from their BTC. So they are going to do the BTC staking, and there will be many BTC LSTs So what does PAL do is they are omni-chain, which means they support many major chains. So they can take in all the BTC LSTs from various blockchains. They opened a wide door for liquidity, and they offer reward for those BTC and BTC LSTs. So that's called BTC risk staking. It's in early stage, but I'm very bullish on this project, and it is also one of the best performing project on core blockchain right now.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I'm actually going to get them on a Blockmates Orange. I think the whole liquid staking space on the Bitcoin side of things and the derivatives is obviously the best way to. It's essentially been proven, from the Ethereum side of things, and now it needs to be done on the Bitcoin side. And it's great to hear that you guys are obviously offering an opportunity for people to be involved in it, because I think it is quite complex initially. When people look at it, it's like, what the hell's going on here? And if we've got someone like Satoshi App who's actually giving people the opportunity to be involved without kind of like the messiness thereof, then I think that's obviously going to be a net positive. I mean, obviously it comes down to how much people want to be involved in this process. And there's obviously different routes that can go directly to PAL, or they can obviously use you guys as the intermediary and as the airdrop facilitator. I was going to ask you, how are you guys going about, adding value to the space? And you obviously have already answered that. And I do agree. I think PAL is one of those that is a huge mover, especially on the core blockchain, but also I think in general, because we've seen how Lido has done in the space, because effectively they are like Lido. Colend, you mentioned that their TGE is in 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Yes.
So how are you guys getting involved in that? Are you whitelist? That means that people, is it a quest-based thing that you guys normally run? Just to explain the user experience. If I want to get involved right now to be involved in the TGE for Colend, what would I expect from the Satoshi App?
So the Colend airdrop has actually finished already. How did Colend work? Yes, we airdropped to with no barriers. The users don't have to complete quests. They just need to simply go to Satoshi App and click participate in Colend airdrop. And then after the users submit their wallet address, and right now, actually this week, they need to, before they actually go to claim their Colend tokens, they need to complete a social quest posted by Colend, and that's all they have to do. It's very easy. So yeah, that's how Colend works. As for the other projects, it really depends. It's a case by case scenario, but we usually want to we want to balance the interest of a project and the interest of users as well. We don't want to make it too complicated for the users. And if it's complicated, we want to reward users more. And if it's easy, and then we would still reward the users. So we just want to balance the interest between the project, what projects want and what the users want. And it's, to be honest, quite difficult, but we are trying to balance there.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of lessons to learn in that process. And I think the big one for me is like, how do you present, bots and sibling and all that kind of thing? How do you monitor that? I mean, that must be a huge challenge on its own.
Yeah, so we use a backstage monitor system, which is a facial recognition. It's live detection as well. So whenever a user registers for Satoshi App, you need to scan your face. So if your face image is already in the user base, that you cannot register for Satoshi App, it's a very effective way of preventing one user multiple accounts.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. Just in terms of the opportunities, obviously, right now, you guys have obviously been working very closely with Core, and obviously the protocols that they've been nurturing and not necessarily promoting, but obviously been supporting. what does the future look like for Satoshi App outside of, say, core, looking at, say, the EVM space and Ethereum? Is that something that you guys have considered? What does the prospect of that look like for you?
You mean how Satoshi App wants to expand to the whole ecosystem of crypto, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So our mission is to enable mass adoption to Web3, right? We would start with core chain, but not stopping there, because this the whole crypto ecosystem doesn't, core blockchain is only one of them. So we would do multiple chains in the end, but we would start with core blockchain.
Okay, that's amazing. I think, yeah, for me, it's like I never got involved in airdrops because, first of all, I never really trusted the outcome. That was the big thing, and I think we've seen quite a lot of that happen recently, where people put in a lot of effort and they didn't really get much return. But it seems like you guys addressed that issue, and then obviously, not really knowing what to do. You kind of have suspicions as to what you need to do in order to get, the airdrop. Like, do I do this? Do I bridge that? Whereas you guys are obviously providing, that ease of access, which I really think is great. I think it's great that you are providing value directly to the protocol, and then in turn, obviously, to users that are getting involved, and hopefully you can retain those users. In terms of the stickiness that you guys obviously create, it's not just a case of, well, we'll give you something for free and then, people cash in and walk away. Do you have a strategy around keeping people engaged past the airdrop? What does that scenario look like, and how do you guys actually problem solve that with protocols?
Yes, so that's a very good question. We don't have that mechanism right now, but when we are designing Satoshi App tokenomics, we are going to do a reliable user system. Essentially, when the wallet function is online, we would be able to know the tradings of each user's account. So we would know which user is has support for the project, doesn't dump the tokens, like dump a majority of the tokens since day one. We would reward those users. We would not punish. So my principle is no punishment, but reward the best behaviors. So yes, when Satoshi App token is launched, we will reward this part of users who doesn't dump the tokens since day one.
Yeah, so obviously incentivizing good behavior. I like that. Don't be salad-handed. Hold on, participate. Obviously, that's the kind of environment that I think protocol owners and founders would like to see, and then you guys would like to retain that kind of business. Cassie, thank you for joining us. It's been really cool to speak to you, and as I expected, it's not a one-dimensional thing. I think this is really interesting, and there's a lot to this, and a lot to it for protocols to be involved in, and to obviously speak to you guys and kind of like problem solve. What, like you said, it can be quite a scammy environment, and it seems like you guys address a lot of those issues. So yeah, thanks for sharing. It's great to connect with you finally, and yeah, I look forward to seeing how you guys grow outside of the Bitcoin space as well. And yeah, all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, Jedi.
It's a pleasure. Thanks everyone for joining us. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you next week for an episode of Blockmates Orange. Take care.
Quick one, nothing here is financial advice. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. Always do your own research or speak to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Like and subscribe.